Welcome, folks, to the 21st episode of Border Nexus. So happy to have you guys back. Wow, that's louder than I thought. Got loud all of a sudden.
It literally just hit the only loud part of the song.
I know. What a funny. Nothing. I'm not gonna make any announcements. So we're just gonna go right into the recap from last week.
I think there's a perfect announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch ass motherfucker, and he fucked my wife.
This will surely not be relevant.
This surely will not be relevant to the session.
Surely not.
But no.
We're just gaslighting
essentially, last week on Border Nexus, we had a lot of fucking around and finding out to do. Not whenever it came to any characters, oddly enough, as opposed to usual, but rather with our magic items, for the most part. We had a fuck ton of unknown magic items, some of which we have still chosen not to use for our own safety, and others which we decided to take the plunge, tune to, or try and use in some way. We ID'd that our Steel Dragon girl, Diode's falchion, was a flame tongue weapon. We figured out that one of the weapons that was hanging up there was a dancing blade, in addition to the gravity hammer, which Thaddeus used to great effect, nearly ripping his organs out when he attempted to put, and I quote, enough effort. Yeah, and to quote, enough effort.
How much force are you using? Enough?
Enough. And it nearly killed him.
So enough is a cool measurement, we found out.
Enough is a good measurement. Dakith had his own little side adventure, kind of as all the godless were doing their own shit. Where he went to go get some armor forged, and beat the hobgoblin he was negotiating with in an arm wrestling match on a flaming hot fucking anvil, and asserted his dominance, in addition to going off and killing some more of Salakinir's servants, leaving no evidence behind. In a fun little air quotes combat scene, because it was done in one round.
Yeah, is it really combat? It was a massacre.
Yeah, combat, it was more of just, he killed 4 people, is all that it was.
He committed murder.
Yeah, he did some murders, and he left no evidence. Then we had Melanie, who chose to investigate the silly Goofy Aw books, which were found to be tomes of text specifically designed by the goddess of knowledge, Ione, to hide the story.
Io, not Ione.
Io, sorry.
The god of God. The god above gods.
God above gods, Io. My bad.
Yeah.
The god above gods, Io, to hide knowledge, and being used by their servants, which were called the what? I forget what they were called.
What?
I think they had a name that Pendragosa name dropped. DM. What was it?
The servants of Io?
I thought they had a specific name. I may be wrong.
I don't recall them having such.
Okay, never mind. We had that. We had those little bits of research, individual little moments, talking to Pendragosa about various issues, from the war effort to IDing magic items, to many other things. And those were the main high points, besides things Pendragosa said and implied, obviously, which I cannot recall all of at the moment.
Yeah, I think you covered all of it that we really have any points for. And of course, we leveled up, which was something that was
Yes, we leveled up.
Acquiring a few new things, which will make themselves known during this, I'm sure.
Yeah, which will make themselves known soon enough.
And I mean, I think you cover all the points at DM. Would you like to
Woo!
take over?
So yeah, now we are stuck with just the party and the Hobgoblin encampment as they get ready to bring their plan to Pendragosa himself. They are now tasked with how they want to move 4 battalions into Cabernet and where exactly they want them to go.
Yep. We will. That is going to be like, I feel like we should make our way to him now.
This is also a good time for me to mention that a part of Roll20 there is a paint tool, which has a freehand aspect. I swear to God, if you fuckers abuse it,
We won't. We would never.
for stupid shit, I'll kill you.
We would never do that. We are mature beings.
But it would be a good utility to use it when drawing up battle like war maps.
When drawing up the movement paths, yes.
There.
I think we have. Yeah, I think we know what we can draw it as. Oh,
Should we move all of the
Pretty
tokens
sure that was
back?
supposed to be there, right? Right there.
Nah, they were all down here.
I'm pretty sure mental.
Oh no! Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
we could just draw the lines of the arc from the area they're going down to the up to their current points, so it's clear how they got where they are now.
Mm.
And if DM, you would like to draw on the map the estimate of where the current encampment is, so we can draw from the point right now for clearer, that'd be cool.
That would be quite nice.
So the territory that is projected to be taken by Cabernet.
Not that. The where
No?
we are right now. Like compare.
Oh, you're fucking
We are off the map.
Yeah.
We
this
are
way.
extremely
Very
I think
far
far
what he,
this way.
I think what he meant to say was like where Pendragosa was saying that all the people will start from.
Yeah, draw if you have the draw tool you were mentioning, you could just draw a little circle on the starting area. We can just draw the points from there to show you how each of the armies is going to move.
So initially, Pendragosa's plan was to use this major river here to bring two of them up.
Alright.
So,
Okay,
and then
that's enough.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah, that's fair.
so
Okay.
yeah.
that tells us how we can draw the
It was-
rest of them.
Two we're gonna be like this is how two we're gonna get transported there, and then one off of this much smaller river here, and the fourth on up this one.
All right, so
Or up this one. It's up to
no, I can
it's
see, I can
ambiguous.
see how it goes if we're all right on this. And sorry for chat because I can't presently see this. Let me try and get you all an image real quick. If there's two going up the leftmost, I say we send Crotavir and the Melanie group up there because that's closest to that side. The middle one would have the Arunian one with Thaddeus, and the rightmost one would be how Dakif's group gets up and goes right around.
I think a good way we could denote that is with tokens of your characters. Hold on.
That is so fucking tiny.
Tiny.
Also, I do not know how to delete shit. I just realized.
Hold on.
So some of us will be starting in the Lich's Lyre. That's interesting.
Yeah, two of us. More people
Should
moving.
you choose to? Yes.
It's the two I think most qualified to move through Lich's Ire on Truth Be
To
Told.
be fair,
This is true.
It's you and
I
me.
feel like
It's you and me.
Melanie can deal with humanoid threats a lot better than
Than the
you
undead.
two. Yes.
So this is the Dakif group, right? Or,
Why can I not increase the size of the fucking token?
Hold on. I'll handle that, Lava.
Yeah.
Okay.
let him get that. You move your token up there. Good job. You move it over there.
It would be right here. Yeah.
I'll send you a Big B token later. That's the Crotavir one. Yours is to the left. A little more.
Oh, is mine here? Is this where Melanie would be?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I see. So Big B is over the one in Crotavir
Correct.
specifically. Okay. Yep.
All right. So that's
And then
kind of
I'm going through the brunt of Cabernet. Okay.
yeah. Well, the Thaddeus is pulling up from where they're invading. You're pulling from the side of Pendragosa, is what we assume.
Yeah.
All right. I think that works. And if chat should be able to see some of this that we're broadcasting right now.
On
But we-
YouTube.television.
Yeah. So chat, basically we're coming down from down here. This is the Bravestone group. The Melanie group's right here. And the Hellwalker group is right here. Big B's rolling this one right here. We're about to go tell them that.
Let's
Chance
do
I'm
it.
tripping, I can't hear.
Alrighty. As you make your way up to Pendragosa's castle ship, you can see that it is in fact. Oh, actually, before I denote that, Red, there is a way to make the character like to minimize the names with images. At the bottom left.
Yes, there is. Yeah, you could go
Fine,
into
we're
the
do
settings
that.
cog and then go to
There's a what way to do what?
Trying to figure
Go
out.
to your settings, Dom. No, I know this. Go to your settings, right?
Yeah.
Then go to under video display in audio and video.
Yeah.
Do player video / avatar size, and then you can alter that to just be names only,
Player
or regular or small.
names only. I see. There we go. There we go. Much better for the viewership. Sorry, guys. All right, so now we know what it's going to appear like when the people, hear stuff or see stuff, and we present it to Pendragosa.
Alrighty. As you make the way up to the castle ship, Pendragosa is once again just lounging, though his doors are open now.
Yeah, tired of this.
I knock. Regardless.
Roll a dex save.
Okay. It would be really cool to have that second level barbarian right now.
As you go to knock on the door, it slams shut and like bats your hand back,
Okay.
and you just fucking like punch yourself in the face almost.
Do I take anything from that? Punching myself in the face?
Emotional damage.
Okay.
Emotional damage. Sorry.
Some scars will never heal.
You'll never forget. Thaddeus will remember this.
He will. He just opens the door now.
I assume that everyone just. I'm just gonna walk in.
And you see once again 3 chairs rise up of varying sizes. Pendragosa is still kicked back, feet on the desk. You know how he rolls.
Yeah. Thaddeus is gonna go sit down in the Thaddeus-sized chair.
Hackett is gonna sit in the Papa Bear chair.
Melanie, there's a kitty chair for you.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But no, Melanie sits down.
Melanie makes up 10% of the living mass in this room.
This is true. This is unironically true.
Have you come to me with your plans?
We have.
Phenomenal. What have ye?
I assume we just start. I assume the goblins just kind of sprawl out the on his map this current
I feel like we
presentation.
should each explain our group.
Yeah. Personally, I plan to lead a battalion from the second-most river from Lich's Ire and move through Arunia, where their Cabernet is most likely taken over the bottom half, moving through to a capital.
I see.
Also, because we potentially believe that some of the people who ran from Crotavir may be in southern Arunia's palm, in which case, all the better for us.
Aye. This makes sense. And this would be the liberating force.
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
For
That makes sense.
for this group, it'd kind of just be encroaching in on the territory. It's basically the only other spot we can go without remaining clumped together. Figure that you could be with this group, that we could move in, gauge the forces of the normal forces on their borders, and slowly climb our way up to Vine Wreath and intersect with Thaddeus's group here, deal with whatever they have prepared, potentially surprise anyone they've got on the Arunia border.
I see.
From up here, we have, and I'll leave Dak to explain his. We have a close advisor of mine, Bigby, to lead an army coming from Crotavir, wrapping around.
I see. And where is this Bigby? No.
He's presently in Crotavir. We were wondering if you'd be able to bring him here, or if we'd have to send the troops up to Mars and have them take them there.
Right. And then he snaps his fingers.
Yeah.
And after about a second, he looks baffled.
What do you mean?
Melody just raises an eyebrow at
What's
the air quotes God.
Was something supposed to happen there?
Your friend should be here. Is Bigby his real name? Or is that an alias?
Bigby Biggerson is his full name, but he's been my bard. He's the only person presently in Crotavir.
Interesting. And you see him kind of like reach into, reach into his robe and pull out what looks like a kind of a glass orb.
Oh shit!
Nice.
And you see him, you see this orb kind of like ignite with flame, and then the fire kind of dims down as it looks like the orb starts glowing, and then you can see into it, like, Crotavir, and you see it like zoom into Crotavir, and as it approaches the Bravestone household, it just goes black, and then you see what looks like Bigby's hand almost reach up and crush the orb.
My speculations remain.
Yeah. Melanie kind of looks as like, that was him there for a minute.
That was definitely him.
Oh, that bastard.
So, do you know my butler?
I think I may.
Well,
like,
if you don't know him by Bigby, what do you know him by?
Well, if he never told you that, I don't think it's my right to tell you.
Okay.
And you see him, as he kind of touches his amulet, do you happen to know a Thaddeus Bravestone? He seeks presence with you. Hi, a reunion then. And you see him snap his fingers.
God.
And you see in this, like, almost kind of fire that looks, same as Pendragosa's, but immediately turns, like, black, this, like, flame pillar in the room, rises and then falls, and standing there is Bigby.
Hey, bud.
Sir Thaddeus.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Lady Melanie, Sir Dacketh. I haven't transported that way in a long time.
Greetings. Decker just looks baffled.
As it's Thaddeus, I need to explicitly express the baffled look that.
It's just like a lizard mouth agape.
Yeah, something like that.
I see you go by Bigby now? That is what they call me, yes, in my current circles. It's a retirement title, you'll understand someday.
Retirement title?
Yeah, Melanie goes like, what did you retire from, Bigby?
A story for another day.
So cool. I'd love to unpack that all right now. And I definitely will get around to it at some point. I do have a favor to ask of you, Bigby.
Anything, sir.
I trust you more than anyone, and we will soon be going to War of Cabernet.
Indeed.
As you can see on the map here, pointing at the map, we have groups separated in there, not enough for this to split. I would like to entrust you to the region governing Crotavir for the invasion.
See. So is this... What is our intent with this war?
Well, we're eliminating a threat that has made itself readily known on a few fronts, getting rid of Cabernet, and hopefully finding out some information about those close to her in the inner circle that she has. And at the same time, we are getting a place for Pendragosa here and his people.
I see. You're finally a king again.
Talking to
And
me?
you see Pendragosa just...
Is he saying that to Pendragosa?
Yeah, thought so.
Okay. Figured.
Hashtag brothers.
Hashtag bestie goals.
It's all
I currently assume such a title, but we'll see once this war is over where exactly my rank is. But the king would be nice. And then Bigby turns to you, Thaddeus. I shall lead this battalion with honor.
I knew you wouldn't let me down. And he puts his hand out to shake that or Bigby's hand again.
As it is bet with Bigby.
Yeah.
A Bigby's hand, even.
Yeah,
And-
Bigby's hand.
Dakith kind of like interrupts there and says, the battalion that I'll be leading travel with Bigby to Crotavir and then head north and come in from the northernmost point of Cabernet.
So, I believe that the way this would be going is that hypothetically,
It would
three
be
of
like,
us would be together in the beginning of Cabernet briefly, and then the battalions would continue upwards, leading into Crotavir Moradin, and then up into Crow's Nest.
yes, correct.
That seems to be the case.
So by the time all the battalions are close to Vine's Wreath, they should all coincide rather nicely.
Correct.
I understand this. However, given that the flank is seeming to go north through Cabernet, how do we plan to make an opening for them to go through that quickly?
Well, it depends. Are we going to try and go through, or are we going to try and keep the element of surprise for the other two battalions and have them go around?
It would make more
As-
sense to go around.
Yeah, as far as I understood, I figured you were going around, not through.
Yeah.
Because
That we were hiding and then jumping all at once, two right next to their capital, and then other nipping at their heels at their borders.
Correct.
See. Because there's potential, depending on where I'm going, to clear a region quickly. You have... I'm surprised you have someone like your butler in such a claim. Do you have any other allies
We
that
do.
would be suitable for this effort?
Well,
I-
we have other people we can call upon, but
I would call them allies for the moment. I have a squire, one Rudia, a red tiefling. She, from my current belief, is in Arunda's palm.
Real name this time?
I can. It's Rudia. Rudia Rubrum.
You see him snap his fingers and Rudia does appear.
vast.
She's like, why am I here? What's going on?
Hey,
Who
it's-
are you?
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're calling you here for a war effort. I needed some of my more.
Yes.
Yeah. See, she's okay with war.
Okay, but I think now is a fair time to ask, where were you?
Oh, we were in the middle of Arunia's palm,
Thank God.
Brilliant.
close to the border of Bedonia.
I see.
A little bit north.
Is
It's
that where?
Not that far from the
rest-
lake or the capital.
Is that
we
where
don't
the
wanna-
rest of the refugees of Odivir Moradin have clumped up?
All of the ones that wizard fellow brought.
Ah, good.
We can't really be going out of our way to liberate them then at the moment. Be slowing us down, so at least my group will just be going straight through.
We're ensuring their safety by forcing their attention away.
Correct.
It's not like enough soldiers will be going to Idonia to fucking deal with a bunch of refugees when they've got 4 battalions
Correct.
crossing into their territory.
We don't need to grab my people at the moment. It's a good thing we grabbed these two at the very least. Rudia.
Yes. And you can notice she's kind of like, she's almost like scrutinizing Melanie right now.
I see.
Do you, did you see a green... He looked like me, but dumber.
Dumber.
Had a tail.
Green half
Half-dragon.
dragon fella
Oh.
who uses a shield.
No, but I've heard him mentioned.
He wasn't mentioned. This one might be a bit harder. Dragosa. His name...
Dakith just like rolls his eyes.
We need the help we can get. Dakith, I don't know what you want.
His name's Count
Kalazax.
Oh, I know that name. That's the one that's under Ruby, is he not?
Yeah.
However, he has seemed to be at least a partial sympathizer
The enemy
to
of
our cause.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend type deal.
Mhm. For the moment, he could be an asset as someone to deal a little bit.
What is his stances with Cabernet?
I think he fucking hates her too, if I'm not
He
mistaken.
mentioned it. And he would aid us during this.
That wouldn't take me a bit to bring here, but I can convince Ruby to spare a soldier.
And then... I don't know who else we'd have. We'd want to drag in here. Would we want to drag in... Averian?
We're leaving Averian to his own
I figured as much.
devices for the moment. He would be a massive asset, but I'm
He seemed off
unsure
last
if
time we
he's
saw
even
him.
here.
Yeah.
Last time we saw him, he was a bit off his rocker, so I'd rather leave him.
We don't need any wild cards on our end.
Mhm.
And we'll leave Taz and the girl. They're safe down in the Underdark.
Yeah. The only other folk I could think of was that man in the Feywild.
I don't know his name, though.
No, we don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's too many people who fight with fucking scissors, though.
Correct.
Unfortunately, without a name, I can't do anything.
That's fine then. Just figure I'd bring it up.
We've got some strong
if you do
assets
find
here.
a man who's wielding scissors,
He owes
tell
us
him
one.
about- Yeah, tell him he owes.
Wait, where did you say you found him?
The Feywild.
Feywild. Ages
I
ago,
might be
poor
able to
fellow was
figure out more
injured,
about
and we decided to take the risk and heal him back up a bit.
I see.
And now he says he owes us one since then, and I take that as quite literal,
Mm.
especially given he gave the declaration in the Feywild.
I see. I might be able to find out more about that one. That does seem a little peculiar enough that someone that was in the Feywild may know who that is.
Mhm.
Put in some contacts. But is there anyone else in particular?
Not that I can think of.
No
one we'd wanna
warriors,
drag from
at
away.
least. Yeah, no warriors is the key point.
Understandable.
We don't have a lot of friends.
No, we do not.
I don't think that's entirely true, but I
It's
get
kinda
your
true.
meaning.
We definitely have more enemies.
Yes, but like
Major amount of enemies.
we have a decent friends gallery.
Well, I mean, the ones we have are pretty cool.
Yeah.
But if you're okay with this, Pendragosa, I think this plan will work.
I will ask that if you are looking out for other external threats during this, keep an eye on the necromancer fella and his skeleton army if he's still got it.
They may pose a wild card in this.
They may pose a direct threat because they were speaking with Cabernet.
Mm.
We don't know if they would be willing to put their neck on the line when how do I put it? When the explosive crossbows, so to speak, come out. But
Actually, that does bring up something. You don't know about our warfare tactics or
No, not at all.
our tactics or technical prowess.
that would be quite useful to understand.
It was something we wanted to learn.
I see. If you go down to the shoreline, that is where we test our methods.
Let's see.
Then we shall see.
Right. Oh, shoreline is somewhere where water meets land. Just so all of you know.
Noted.
Thanks. I just hear the words you say sometimes, and I just let you keep talking. Genuinely.
That is a sign of trauma, and you should have that seen by someone who's a professional.
No, I just don't like interrupting.
That is a sign of trauma.
Shut the.
I know a professional traumatizer.
No, professional traumatizer.
Oh.
Hellwalker.
But if that is all you need us for, I feel like we've set our piece, right?
It seems the plan is in motion, so some of you should learn how to draw.
I'm not really an artist. I have 3 fingers.
He does have 3 fingers.
That is a
To be
fair
fair,
point.
I drew none of this.
I didn't have very much time to learn to draw and help.
Well, I'm truly sorry for you. You will in your afterlife.
Yeah, you do have that.
I was gonna say
This is true.
we can work on drawing the lines of it before the war deck. If I think that's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
He's like,
This is actually gonna Pedrogosa. This is a wild question, but is there any way for us to communicate at great distances?
That is a fair question.
There's a way I can communicate at great distances.
You could you communicate to us
I can
individually?
Or your generals.
correct. I can share information, though it's not a constant capability.
Okay.
That makes sense. And if it draws from your spells at all, we don't want to
Aye.
have you taking anything away from your firepower.
I must ask, however, what are your war tactics? We're talking about your men and your technology, but what are your tactics? Because if I'm going to be with you, I need to understand exactly what I need to do to keep either people out of friendly fire or to help you do more fire, if you get what I mean.
I see. Follow me, and you see him stand up and walk out of the quarters.
Thaddeus gives a look to Rudia and Bigby and just kind of nods.
We see Bigby smiling.
Melanie's gonna fucking follow him.
Thaddeus will follow behind.
That could whispers to Bigby as we're walking. Man of mysteries.
Man of mysteries.
Oh,
Looking him up and down.
I'd say I'm a bit more than a man.
Yeah. Fucking.
It was metaphorical.
It was quite literal.
As Pendragosa steps out onto the deck, you see him reach onto the necklace that he has of the swirl,
Okay.
And as he clasps his hand around it, you see his body ignite in flame,
Mm-hmm.
and you see his other hand rise up and just straight up. You know the fucking move from that Dracula could do from Castlevania,
Yeah.
where he just conjures a meteor in his hand,
Yes.
Oh, I see.
and you see him take that and just fucking lob it over to the water side.
Oh no.
And as it hits the water, you see the like a straight up cavitation immediately occur, where a cloud of steam rises up from the water
Cool.
as the like meteor sinks.
Dakith like looks at him and he's like, I think you're good.
I think I think you have it
Just-
easiest right now.
I think I kind of do.
But hey, cool on your part.
Okay.
Leave the firepower to me.
Okay. I'll deal with whatever nuanced bullshit's happening on the ground then, I presume.
Deal with conversating with the people, and also logistics. That's not something I'm big on.
I see. Okay. Did he say conversating with the people?
Yes.
My fucking god. Melody's face like kind of literally does like the Squidward wow. Like, like she's visibly a bit disappointed, but she
just can't
like,
say anything.
yeah, she can't say anything though. She's like,
Turn into a fiery Chris.
I'll keep up morale for their sake in that case.
You're the cheerleader.
You should give the battalion a full rundown of your capabilities before you do go into battle with them. So,
You
I have the feeling your battalion's not gonna like me very much, if I'm being quite frank.
yeah, probably not, but they answered to me, so
that is fair.
they can eat shit.
That is entirely fair.
I like this mentality.
I
You mind if I
mean, and
enforce
you're
this
gonna
mentality?
be there, so it's not like I'm gonna be alone with them, so it's fine.
I plan to enforce this mentality heavily.
They will answer to me, and they will follow your instructions. Those are not the same thing.
This is true.
So, they will be instructed to follow your instructions.
Okay, perfect.
As far as your plan, Dakith, of going around the top and hitting them from the bottom, or you know what I mean, flanking around the side and hitting them from the top, do you intend to breach the capital this way?
I'm planning on waiting. You know, giving the others enough time to get somewhat close to the capital before I
Figure
head to the
just-
capital well and hit from the back.
Figure just sieging. I mean, these are siege weapons, are they not? That you have?
Chances
They
are
are.
I'll make it there first, so their attention will not be on him.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can draw the attention from the south, and mine and Melanie deal with whatever comes with the bulk of Cabernet's territory.
Mm-hmm.
Bigby and Dakith have a solid access to the capital given the proximity. Thaddeus, you will have a rallying force behind you from Arunia. At least that's the hope.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the question is, do we want each of the battalions to be of equal size?
That is a fair
That is a
question.
fair question. What are we working with?
Well, we have 10 artillery cannons. Total. Those take longer to travel across the land. However, if we use rivers, we can get them there much quicker.
So let's see.
Dakith is gonna be like it would make more sense for the bulk of the people in artillery head with Thaddeus, so it seems like that's all we
Main
have.
force.
That could be a good idea. That if we split it between
Thaddeus and your
him and
group.
Guy, yeah, then it would give a false sense of urgency to dealing with Thaddeus's group.
I see.
I can create a bigger distraction with more firepower while you guys make your way around.
Although,
Additionally, we know Saloknir is within Cabernet's territory.
we
Correct.
do. The issue is we don't know which border he's going to go to first, is the thing.
Truth
So
be,
perhaps we can draw him out to one specifically.
This
That
is
would
true.
be good.
You're the most
If
well
we
equipped
make the
to
most
face
noise
him.
in one place, we can draw him.
I may have an idea.
Excellent.
Do tell.
Given that Ruby is alive, his kind have a particular influence on dragons that goes above the natural. So perhaps, if we can trick Cabernet into sending Soloknir into Ruby's guile, that would eliminate the biggest threat we have.
So you're saying just have Ruby entirely subdue Salkanir?
Effectively.
I do like this idea.
If that's a thing that's possible, then yes, that seems very optimal.
That would make it much
No.
easier for us to move through.
Exactly.
The only problem is, Ruby does not work for free.
He will probably want compensation.
What will he?
Correct.
Will he want worshippers? 'Cause
Likely.
that's what he seemed to be on the whole train with this whole time.
Well, I don't want Cabernet's people, so I mean, you don't want them either. What if we take
I
the
do
two?
not mind the worship of my people so long as they remain loyal and effective. I care not for the gods they believe in.
Dakith is silent as fuck.
Yeah. Melanie Cat looks as like
Like pissed.
I want you to consider, however, consequences given him these worshippers.
That I am.
We
If
can't-
Tiamat rises, this kind of is all for naught.
If Tiamat rises, you have to promise to aid us to kill her.
Yeah, no.
I don't want her fucking rising. So,
I
I mean,
From what I
Okay,
understood,
then.
we don't
So-
have enough
so
people here
long
to do
if-
that.
Yeah, if you will make that compromise, all we ask of you is to, if she does rise, to assist in ending her. Yes.
alright, you have my word.
All right.
And we will be there as well. She is a god.
Melanie kind of exhales and looks to Dakith, hoping that she helped quell this a little bit.
no, Dakith, out of character, he was fine with it. He just, he understood the reasoning behind it.
No,
He's
no,
just
no, he gets
aggravated.
it. Yeah, no, he understands. But Melanie's just to ensure that we're on the same page.
just like,
Al.
Yeah,
Man.
Dakith kind of does the hands at the waist, calm down.
It's just like, man,
Yeah,
alright.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. All right then.
What are these artillery cannons, by the way? You would have mentioned them.
Yeah.
Into the shoreline, and they'll get the message through demonstration.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And Dakith points over there, right?
Aye.
Yeah, it's where the
Towards the
booms
water
were
line.
coming from.
The water.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Dakith just starts heading that way.
Yeah, Melanie will go too if that seems like what Pendragosa was implying.
That is, we'll head over as well.
As you head to the shoreline, you can kind of see a couple smaller hobgoblin boats, still ships, but not nearly as big as Pendragosa's.
Yeah.
And as you walk, you see these I'm just gonna throw a picture of what these things look like, because there are 3 of them that are lined up facing outwards towards the shoreline. Where is the chat to send a message to? There it is. About 3 of those.
Alright.
Actual just straight up artillery cannons,
Sweet.
like howitzers. And you can see what looks to be several hobgoblins around it as one of them approaches you and just takes a bow.
Thank you.
Of course, are you here to see a demonstration?
That
We just
are.
received word from the king. Wonderful. Men, load it up! And you see in a almost factory effort, team of 4 just kind of do this. It almost looks like a ritual to you guys of like taking a big, just round piece of metal. It looks to be brass. And like sticking it in the cannon, and as they close it, someone pulls a cord, and it just. Go ahead and each of you roll a Constitution save.
Sweet.
Fair.
Makes sense that it's going near Thaddeus now.
I feel like Melanie in canon covers her ears.
Yeah.
Because remembrance, and that's like she like immediately like claps her hands over her ears.
As it just goes fucking boom. Dakith, you are deafened for a minute.
Sorry.
As you see this like piece of metal fly into the air, and when it has flown for about 10 seconds in the air, it just fucking explodes, and you can see like shrapnel rain over the water.
That is spectacular.
Yeah, Melanie just kind of says, "If they had any walls, they're not gonna fucking exist anymore."
Dakith looks at the other two and is just like, what?
He's like, "What?"
As your deafness goes away, you just hear a fucking ringing in your ears.
It's just kind of like
Melanie
holding his
waves-
ears.
Waves like a hand, like over his face, is like, "Dakith."
I'm good.
Just like
I'm good.
As the ringing subsides.
the snapping in front of his face, like, you there?
Yeah, like, you're good.
Is it gonna do this shit every fucking time?
I mean, it seems to trade off power for that. So, I mean,
This is fair, but
and
It's a
most
powerful
of them are going with
reaction.
me anyways,
Yeah.
so it's like, you don't have to worry about it.
We also have ear protection.
That's cool.
oh, you
okay.
didn't give me ear protection before this?
Well, it figured it would be best for you to experience it. It's like a coming of
yeah.
age thing.
Real kind, genuine person here. Thank you. It's very cool though. Very fucking awesome.
No, very, very neat.
We have
So-
heard rumors that you could grow in size and strength.
You want me to load the cannon or carry it?
Better wield it.
No.
Oh.
Dakith uses giant smite.
He's gonna test it just immediately.
Literally, Dakith is gonna test it. Explain to me how this works exactly.
Okay, what is your strength score, first of all?
20.
Oh, shit.
20.
20? Okay, so you have powerful build because you're a Goliath, so that's gonna fucking multiply it again by 2.
Yeah, so you
for
literally
carrying
have
capacity.
times 4 to your
So
carrying.
hold on. Yeah, no, it would be more than times. It would be
It's like 18,000.
so it's 15 times
1,800.
strength score for medium.
300.
Large would be double that, so it would be 30 times 20.
600.
Huge would double that again, so 60 times 20. So whatever the fuck 60 times 20 is.
1,200.
It is
Yeah.
1,200. Okay, you will be heavily encumbered. However, you can carry the cannon.
Nice. Yeah, Dakith just.
It weighs 12,300 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
Sweet.
So, yeah, you can theoretically you're able to heft it just slowly, but yes, you can wield an artillery cannon.
Okay, cool.
Hella based. So Dagon is just like.
So with
Yeah.
all the mounting and the wheels and shit, it probably weighs a lot less.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, you'd be
So
able to carry
hypothetically,
it.
for when you would wield
Okay.
it, if they removed it, it would be way easier to carry.
Yep.
Dakith's just like, I saw you pull the string. Can you load it really quick?
Yes. And as they go and like load another shell in it.
Dakith just like, after they load it, Dakith's gonna pick it up off of the stand and wheels and stuff that's on,
Mhm.
and just hold it and pull the string, aiming like toward the ocean.
First of all, roll strength save.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're dealing with a
We're
really
I'm gonna move out of the way.
Yeah, I was gonna
Cool,
say we
cool.
are definitely moving
As you
out of the
like
way.
fucking stance up, almost kind of like going into a kneel to keep your posture holding, and you just fucking boom and send a round straight forward. As it goes for another 10 seconds and just fucking explodes, almost like leaving a gap in the water for a moment from the blast.
Dak is just like screaming, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah, fuck yeah!
Pierce your feet have never felt so cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's probably pretty solid the way that this thing does like every type of physical damage. So,
Yes, I mean it would be pure. I mean, I'd even wager it does thunder damage.
yeah, no, I would probably argue that too. It just does damage.
It's the only thing it wouldn't do is slashing.
No, you could
Is
argue.
it-
You could argue the shrapnel, the slashing.
Yeah,
Well, I
piercing,
figured it would be
slashing,
piercing.
whatever.
So piercing, slashing, bludgeoning, thunder.
Yeah.
Dak is just gonna be like, is there an extra one that I could strap and just carry with me?
Well, we do only have 10 of these total.
We
However,
also
Okay.
can't
Additionally,
keep,
you can't
keep
keep
that
at size.
up all the time. Yeah.
we may be able to modify one to be lighter to transport and more easy to use while you're larger.
I mean, these things got fucking massive wheels
Yeah.
on them. Those things gotta weigh like.
It would be an
probably, like,
amazing
half
way to-
its damn weight.
It'd be an amazing way to breach the Capitol.
I mean, we have a month, so that gives you guys time to work on it.
Yeah, you can mod it while we're getting ready. I'm trying to think of all the things we need to prep specifically before we engage. You need to obviously get like rations and food, mostly for the troops' sake.
I feel like Pendragosa's got that one on lock.
Figure,
he's-
but just
he's
a thing
covered.
to consider.
You
need-
there is still the case of none of this is of magical nature, so if buildings are reinforced supernaturally, that is our only concern.
Oh,
and
we-
we have yet to find a metal that can pierce such a thing.
Oh,
Melanie like shares a look with Thaddeus for a moment.
what kind of metal would you be looking for?
We had heard rumors that there was some deep in this land that could, like, just seem to have a supernatural effect to sunder rubble.
Is it green?
It's been rumored to be a dark, murky color.
Thaddeus will pull up the one orb of it he has.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, Melanie's like,
I'm not
it's
sure
the
what.
most valuable thing we got from Crotavir Moradin. It
Well-
seemed like a metal that just couldn't be shaped, couldn't be forged,
Perhaps
impervious to about anything.
we can. This isn't enough to make a round. However, we could tip a round with it.
We would still probably like to keep some of it if possible, but
Well, we can
could
tip.
manage.
We can tip not a shrapnel round. We can tip a round that's meant to stay solid.
I see.
And that would be the best for penetrating a wall anyway.
That would. And it could hypothetically mean that
Be
we could
withdrawn.
retrieve it after everything is said and done.
If you know where to bring this, I will give this to you to start working on that.
Indeed, I will send this to my men right away.
Cool.
Alright.
Dakif looks to
you
others.
have furnaces hotter than anything we've ever seen, so it may be able to manage.
This isn't being used. We aren't smelting this with a furnace.
Oh, you're smelting it. I see.
This is getting smelted by Edda himself.
Oh.
Pendragosa.
No, he said Edder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he said
he
Edder.
said Edder. Yeah, that's why Melanie went, oh.
Dakif, as he says Edder, Dakif's like, speaking of Edder, should you check Sun's bag to see if he had any more of that in his bag?
The kingdom
That's
didn't
all of it.
have any more.
That's all that existed within Crotavir.
There probably is more in mineral deposits somewhere,
Correct.
but they never found it.
It was
From
the
what
only.
he brought back from their kingdom, it just seemed various types of steel.
It
I
was the
see.
rarest thing we had. It was the only amount we ever got of it.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
It was kept in the closest thing in Crotavir, but we managed to snag it back when we went there. I mean, it is Thaddeus' property, so
True. This is
only
true.
right.
I see.
But with
Well-
that,
This will be put to great use.
and I hope that you see it through to that.
Mm-hmm.
Find me as soon as you're done with the preparations for the cannon.
Will do.
I want to test it before we leave.
Thaddeus asked him a quick question. Do you have anyone here who, during my time, could teach me the art of smithing?
Art of smithing. Well, of course, we have plenty of smiths here. It depends on what type of smithing you're trying to learn.
I want to build weapons.
see.
Powerful weapons. I must first know the technique.
Well, let's see. Perhaps Son of Veda could teach you. He's an excellent smith. He just has yet to graduate beyond simple blacksmithing techniques, but he has the fundamentals better than most.
And I will find him.
I'd say fundamentals is kind of what he needs.
Correct.
It's only a month, so it's not like you can learn master class in smithing.
One day.
Sure. The message shall be forwarded to him. He will come find you once preparations are complete for your training.
Brilliant.
Excellent.
And Dakith is gonna look to the other two. If that's all that's needed, I have some things I have to do to prepare.
I see.
Get on your way then.
How far out of the way would those be?
Not far at all. I'll be near.
Okay.
Uh,
That's good.
I also must.
Additionally, we do have enough people to conduct forms of training for any of you. So if there are weaponries that you are not familiar with, we could train you in those.
Hmm.
You could get proficiency with guns.
No, I know, and it's so tempting.
Fuck, that throws me off because I was planning on doing.
But you could get proficiency with guns.
Yeah, that doesn't really care.
but Dakith could use a blicky.
Yeah, Dakith could literally use the fucking rocket launcher.
He could use a gun.
If you do train and get proficient with I could honestly make
Subgun.
I could make
types?
it make sense for you to have proficiency with fucking siege weapons,
Nice.
where you just kind of get benefits from using them, giant form.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So that's a potential. You can save that for a year downtime if you want.
Yeah, I might do that.
No,
I might save it.
kind of look as like. I was wondering, these things seem complicated. Do they need a lot of maintenance, potentially? At least while they're being transported?
Not while being transported, because we keep them under tight tarps. However, once they have been used in a battle, they do require maintenance.
Noted.
Could you potentially... Because I don't have much to do, could you potentially have someone show me how to perform maintenance on these? I don't know if I'm going to have many, if any, with me, but if I do, I'd rather be able to assist in that way.
That would be perfect.
I'm already familiar with machinery, and although this is far beyond what I've known, I probably could understand it.
Of course, I would be honored to teach you.
All right.
You are a general in this upcoming war, so...
And Thaddeus is gonna look at him like, I must go get something, but I will see you. Definitely have Sun come grab me in a little bit, and he's gonna look at everyone and be like, Bigby, Rudy, if you could follow me.
Of course, sir.
And he's gonna start walking towards the. He's gonna start walking away. When we run to him, he's gonna be just immediately outside the city.
Dakith is all. Just to note, Dakith already started walking to the armor.
Oh, he's already going.
Yeah.
Alright. So, you do approach the armorer, and you can see him. He's probably got about 3 lines of splint done.
Nice.
Because splint mail is literally strips of metal armor interlaced with leather.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got about 3 strips of it done. It's really well made, but it'll still take a while.
Okay. Alright. Get some other stuff in mind. Dakith's gonna head out of the, I guess, encampment. So the very near wilderness.
Alright.
And just practice throwing his axe into the trees.
I see. Just sniping random birds and shit.
Yeah, and I'll DM you why.
Okay. Understandable. Alrighty. Thaddeus, you are going with Big B and
Rudia. He's gonna he's going to expend a spell slot after they get a little bit of ways because he knows that the other people, the hobgoblins are bear guys or magic guys. So he's gonna expend a second level spell slot to cast Find Steed for the elk.
As you cast Find Steed, where are you focusing the planar energy from to create this creature?
Weirdly enough, the fucking celestial plane.
Let's see. As you conjure this, a straight up like silver like coated elk kind of almost like steps out of one of the trees towards you with these like almost ram horns that are like interlaced with like silver and gold per each bone line.
He's gonna look at it and like, well, aren't you nice?
That is a first.
Oh, you speak.
Of course I speak. Why conjure me here?
Well, I need you. You can be useful, both in my upcoming plights and long-term goals. You understand the language of the gods, don't you?
I do indeed. For I was their steed at a time before gods.
Brilliant. Then you will be quite useful. And he's just gonna like pat it. And then he's gonna look at Bigby and Rudia. I wanted to show you this, and also I wanted to test something out with it. He doesn't know the crux of how the hammer works, so he's gonna test something out so I make sure it works correctly. And he's going to have to check the spells again. He's gonna. There's probably a tree 20 feet away from me, right? Somewhere.
Yeah, something like that.
Somewhere away from me. He's just gonna chuck it out there.
Exactly 20 feet?
Exactly 20 feet, and let me just look up the distance of one so they don't kill us.
Uh-huh.
It's cool. It's cool. Hold on.
Assuming you could even kill Bigby at this point.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty.
This is true. It's more Rudia that in your steed that you're worried about.
Correct. Actually, can you aim it a little further? He's gonna actually aim for about 30, just at any tree.
Yes, you do not have disadvantage on throwing it at a tree.
Brilliant. And then he'll drop 3 of them for Pulse Wave.
Pulse Wave is what exactly again? I know it's a gravity spell, but what does it do exactly?
3rd level. Hold on a second.
Pulling it up. There we go.
Pull it up too.
Oh, it's a cone.
Yeah. Creature takes.
You know what? You're out of combat, so I'll say you get to decide where that cone is facing.
Towards the other trees of facing away from us.
Okay. Cool. Pull or push?
Push.
As you throw it at the tree, the pulse wave cone just fucking bends like 6 of them down to the ground from the force pushing away from it. As you see, like, wood and bark start splintering and falling off at where the bend is in the trees.
After that stops, he goes, picks it up, brings it back. Well, it's good to know that works. And he's gonna look at Bigby and be like, I have a lot of questions for you.
That is understandable.
How? Starting the broad one, I know.
I don't quite understand the question.
What are you, exactly?
I'm your butler, sir.
That I know.
First and foremost.
And following.
I go by the name Bigby. I reside in Crotavir Moradin. That is my home, and where I protect.
As long as that keeps that way and stays the same, I still have the trust in you that I've always had.
There is no intention for it to change anytime soon, sir.
Good. Then he's gonna look at Rudia. Rudia,
Yes!
you need a armory change. And he's gonna pull out the shield and the sword. He's gonna hand her the shield first.
She is eyes wide and sparkly. Is this...
There.
Am I being knighted?
I do need a knight. As it stands right now, Corvair is lacking a military. The three of us are pretty much at it as far as it spreads. And you are definitely stronger than any of the dwarves presently there. Maybe you're an outlier, but you're awesome.
You flatter me.
These are not normal items, Rudia. I am not aware of what they do. In the slightest. And then he will pass her the sword.
And she takes it.
You should definitely practice with those a bit before we go to war.
As you see her kind of like draw the sword from the sheath and do like a bit of like a swish with it, just like kind of like swing it at the air.
Mm-hmm.
You feel the ability to use your reaction to also make an attack somewhere.
Oh. Cool. I won't do anything with that, but I'll know that exists like that now.
Low-key lit.
You fucking...
She immediately begins like doing a bunch of shit with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of does like a defensive stance, and like does like a back step dodge, and you feel the ability to use your reaction to dodge.
So she just gives you the ability to do basically any action.
As a
Damn.
reaction.
That's fucking silly.
That's a
And
whole...
it's not
It
It's not attunement.
Oh no, she's attuning to it.
Oh,
But-
okay. Never mind.
And as she kind of does like a running attack and takes the dash action, you feel the ability to just straight up move somewhere up to your speed as a reaction.
Brilliant. Shit's gonna get quirky.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad at you both. I would give you something, Bigby, but I have a feeling you are.
I need no such items, sir.
I kind of figured as much. I am gonna do this though, and basically gonna rip a bit of his cloth from like his waist that he has, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna rip it, and he's gonna pull the crown out of the bag, and he's going to put it on the inner side of it,
Mm-hmm.
and then like tie it around bits of it around the outer edge of the crown, so that basically the inner side is always tied and covered.
Alrighty.
You get the idea?
Yes.
And then he's gonna slip it up.
It's like a band around your arm, but the cloth is beneath the crown.
Correct. And then he's going to slip it up his arm.
As you do this, you feel a very uneasy sensation, but that does subside.
Awesome. We like the uneasy feelings that subside. We don't know when we might need this, so best to have it on hand. And then then I guess we'll just wait for a sun.
Mm. Alrighty. Let's see. So, Salix, I gotta clarify. That thing that you DM'd me did you take that at your last level?
No,
Like when you just leveled up, or?
no, I'm trying to learn it.
As
Okay,
an
I see.
additional thing.
Literally just practice like unsheathing the axe and doing it all in one action.
That is, if you spend the whole month doing that, you can just get that as an additional thing.
That's what
That's
he was.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yep, that'll work.
He's literally the entire month he's doing that by day and by night, just meditating. So you already do.
Yep. The Melanie.
Mm-hmm.
The hobgoblins kind of run you through a course of, like, because you're used to machines, and
Yes.
as they kind of display taking apart one of the howitzers, it just kind of makes sense to you, almost like clockwork.
Excellent. Fun. Okay.
Especially with the timing of everything loading up is almost in a beat process.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like.
So-
Yeah.
Effectively, yep.
Okay.
So it's all meant to be like it all seems
It's
to
all
just
meant
fit
to be
together like
properly
clockwork.
rhythmic and
Yep.
pieced together, so it makes sense. Okay.
And it just kind of feels almost second nature given your attunement with such devices.
Excellent. Okay.
But as they do run you through how to actually maintain it, that is a bit different.
That makes sense.
Given all of the different tools and the different pieces.
I must ask, from a mechanical perspective, would this just be like a tool proficiency that I'd be gaining
yes.
from this? Okay.
Yeah, siege weapon.
Just
I
siege
would
weapon
consider that a tool
proficiency? Okay.
Yeah.
Just siege weapon
Proficiency in like maintaining and transporting.
Okay. I can specify that in the description, but yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's because that's all I'm trying to get from this. Yeah, out of character.
If you
How
feel free, you
long
can
will
probably
that
use
take?
magic to enhance that capability.
That is fair. How
If any of
long
your spells
will
can do
that
that.
It depends on what spells we have in mind, but
If
There
you
is
can make an
possible.
argument for why a spell would assist in cleaning and maintaining a fucking howitzer, I probably won't argue with you on it, to be honest.
I mean, I'd say Mage Hand certainly could speed up a cleaning process with multiple
Correct.
rags.
Yes. Well, you could
Also, a
mage
lot of
hand to
other
just straight up
things.
clean a barrel in two draws in the mage hand. So
Basically, yeah. That would be the
Yep.
main one. But yeah, I'll go through other ones. I'll
Mhm.
find other ones, but thank you for now.
Yep. So, Deck, are you just spending your month meditating for the most part until something comes up? And, practicing
just-
with that?
Yeah, just wait and pretty much until
Okay.
they come to tell me about the canon enhancements.
Alrighty, cool. And Thaddeus,
Correct.
what are you doing?
I mean, he's waiting for Sun at the moment because he's going to be learning smithing
Okay, cool.
over the month.
Alright, cool. Then in that case,
He will probably have conversation with
Mhm.
Bigby and them if they're around, but for the most part, Smith.
cool. Eventually, Dakith, because you spend most of your time kind of out around like the front of the fort where the scouts are,
Mhm.
you first see two familiar faces walking towards it. You see familiar face, I guess not necessarily because the cloak does obscure most of it. As it does look like a humanoid, though a little bit misshapen under the cloak. But walking next to it, you do see Kalizax.
Oh shit.
With what looks to be much better armor and weaponry on him this time.
He's been learning.
Yeah, he's been growing with us.
Dax is so
See-
tempted to practice the fucking throw on.
Well, you can
Every
see,
time.
like, beneath the hood of the cloak, you can see what looks to be a red snout.
It's the boy.
It is him, which means you definitely shouldn't do that.
No, he's not going to. That was out of character. Dax is gonna play it cool. He's gonna
Not
I guess just
so.
walk over to them.
And Kalizax kind of gives you a nod.
I'm assuming you guys were summoned by Pendragosa.
That would be correct.
And who's this under this cloak? Is that Ruby?
It is.
My friend, so happy to see you.
God, fucking damn
Really
it.
pushing your luck.
Yeah, I'm pushing it.
Indeed it is, my hell-walking friend. Indeed it is.
He is a
do.
charismatic bastard.
Do make yourself scarce and go see the others. They seek you.
I would hope so. I've missed the three of you so much.
Likewise.
As they continue walking into the encampment. And Thaddeus, you do see the two walk in as well as they begin making their way towards Pendragos's ship.
They pass me at all? They like... Or I just see them?
Not necessarily like right by you, but you can see them.
I'll just let them carry on. None of my business.
And so eventually, that same day, kind of towards the evening, Sun does come to find you, and he just has like a straight up a bandolier of different hammers and tongs and tools for smithing.
Brilliant.
Um,
Hello, son.
King Thaddeus, I am blessed to have this opportunity to spread this knowledge with you.
And I'm glad to see a familiar face will be teaching me.
It is an honor of utmost regard.
You can drop the formalities, it's okay.
May I continue them?
Do as you please.
Thank you, King. Follow me this way to my forge.
As I will. And I'll just take all his magical beings with him.
And he brings you to what looks to be a almost shack, but with like a straight up like just base hammer anvil like fire pit with like a billow.
Nice.
This is where I smith, where I train to smith, and where everyone starts smithing here.
Then I shall start as well.
Then let us begin. As he kind of gives you like a rundown of like how temperature managing works with weaponry and when you should dip certain metals after they're tempered, how to properly hammer a blade correctly to get a correct sharp edge, how to weight different tools, how to make sure your pommel can be correctly weighted, shit like that.
Yeah.
And just go ahead and just, you'll be doing your first go at smithing. Go ahead and roll a strength check.
Yeah.
I
Strength save, my bad. It doesn't matter.
As you, because, Bigby is kind of nearby, but, like, a little bit away from you, so he's kind of letting you do your thing.
Yeah.
As you hammer something down, you see, like, it break off and, like, kind of almost just, like, a shard of metal almost nail you in the face, and then you see Bigby's hand kind of grab it.
Nice.
And he is still nowhere near you.
I don't like him.
So he just fucking, his hand appeared and disappeared?
Effectively.
Brilliant.
Like, it looked like he reached over your shoulder from, like, I don't know, but he's, like, 20 feet away, so I don't know how he did it.
I'm sure you don't.
But yeah, as you continue learning how to smith, eventually, towards towards the night, the three of you do get a summons, from Pendragosa.
Oh.
Like a hobgoblin comes to inform each of you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. Thaddeus grabs his fucking group and brings them.
That could just goes.
The elk is always with me now.
the elk
yes.
stays when I'm having sex.
Oh, not the fucking Geralt unicorn.
Speaking to a telepath with a telepathically.
The Bravestone household is a quirky bunch.
I'm really hitting that spot, aren't I?
Okay, keep going.
as the three of you and plus enter the captain's quarters, you do notice the elk and Pendragosa lock eyes for but a moment as they enter.
Oh,
Beef?
no.
Jesus.
Your elk has a history with Pendragosa.
I kind of give the elk like a telepathically what's going on there?
This sullen bastard.
Oh, you know each other.
He owes me 30 platinum.
Oh, fuck. Okay, it's fine. It's fine then. Jesus Christ.
Fucking great.
Fucking hell. Fucking
You
hell.
don't make Pendragosa pay up.
If he doesn't pay the 30 platinum, I'm gonna be pissed.
These guys must go way back.
You see Ruby and Kalazax there. Ruby with his hood down now. As Pendragosa just kind of looks to Ruby, and then Ruby addresses all of you. My friends, it's been too long since we've last spoken. How have things been?
Hard.
Dak does not say a single word.
No, I figured. They're talking for him.
He's just like making direct eye contact with Ruby.
He is though, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, this seems to track. You all seem to regularly find yourselves in hard troubles. However, an opportunity has seemed to arise.
So,
Dealing with
yeah.
Cabernet kind of fits in all of our agendas, does it not?
That is why we have asked for you here.
Correct. And it just so happens that, if I recall, the agreement we had was you simply stay out of my way, and you seem to have gone above and beyond and assisted me with my way, which I greatly appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
As smiting the bastard heretics within Cabernet as well are something I'm keen to do. But it's come to my attention that Soloknir is personally defending the location, which I didn't know that man could show loyalty at all, actually.
He did seem like a prick.
Yes.
I forgot how much I fucking love Ruby's dialogue.
Dude,
He's
great.
actually like just insane.
He's charismatically insane. He's like, I'll keep that comment till later.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a certain way with the winged creatures of our god and goddess, in which I can simply, by my will, bind and bend them. Notably, this was the downside with that fool that I had in my employment earlier, was his impure blood was his only advantage against my will, which cost me more time and energy than it needed to, as you all saw.
Yeah.
And so, I come to offer my direct aid. Now, if we can drag that fool heretic bastard away from his protective zone into my clutches, we can simply not only pull him out of the fight, but make him an ally, forcibly.
So, where is his protective zone?
We do not know, but we do know it is Cabernet that he protects. Now the question is, why? Soloknir is many things, but Soloknir is not stupid. He must have a reason for being there and protecting her specifically. Additionally, Soloknir does not work alone. We just don't know where his wife is. And she is more of a threat than he when it comes to raw power.
Oh, there's another one. That's
Correct.
so cool.
Would you be able to subdue him and his wife?
This is correct.
Okay.
Dak just goes, would it help if you knew where his children were?
It would.
And I believe you need a contact to raise.
Melody kind of looks like a bit hesitant at dropping their name, but they'll gauge Ruby's expression as best as they can.
I'm gonna
both
gauge a
until
lot of the
then.
people in the room's expression. There's a lot of people
I-
here.
Yeah. I just,
Unfortunately, do not know anyone by that name.
Dakith, like, looks over to Pendragosa.
they are roaming about in the Underdark.
They're a wayward soul that is currently stuck beneath the ground. So, it is unsure whether they would provide useful information to you about this. And you all hear in your heads from Pendragosa, do you think we should put him in a location where he'd find out about the child?
No.
Melody's just like, fuck no.
He's gonna say, I'm gonna think that. I'm gonna think
Yeah,
that.
fuck no. In her head, yes. Yeah.
Dakith just
Although-
kind of like rubs his face.
Although the children being where they are probably will be of no consequence currently.
But they go down there. That's a problem.
But I'd only assume that the mother would be as close to the children.
This does tend to be the case with red dragons, as the father does tend to kill whatever can be perceived as competition in the future, so there's likely Draxinta actually guards them. However, where would they even be nesting?
It was deep too, from what we understand. Deep, deep down.
Wait, what did you say?
Deep,
He
deep.
said it was deep.
Deep,
Yeah.
okay. Why nest in the Underdark? That is the concern. Perhaps even... Why Underdark? How could they possibly have enough mobility to traverse that region safely and properly? Unless...
Melanie kind of begins making eye contact with Thaddeus. Kind of an idea clearly in her head.
That he's having it, but it's definitely a different idea in his head.
Why have them Underdark? Red dragons typically ascribe to the mountains to have the greatest peak surveillance of their territory. But beneath the ground, perhaps they're looking for something.
What would a red dragon want?
Oh, treasure, typically. Anything that can be perceived as treasure. Soloknir, I know, guards many a Magicator's cavern.
Where is his cavern? If
Deep in the
that's-
mountains, far beyond the crow's nest to the north.
He's far down then, isn't he?
He is. He's far away from his horde. Which concerns me.
From what I know, from the
Then
little I know
would
of
it-
dragons, that's not normal.
It
Would
isn't
it be
indeed.
more probable for his wife to be guarding the horde or be guarding the children, would you say?
I'd imagine they would want them separate. To cut losses. So she probably wouldn't be at his horde, but unless he has a new horde location. How wealthy is Cabernet at this moment, do you know?
We, it's a bit of a loose area for us, but that being said, we had gone there. We had been in Cabernet territory recently, and we acquired pretty powerful magic items from her, I guess, red hand lady, a dragon named Diode. We don't, if that's any sort of reference.
Wait, Diode was a dragon?
Yeah,
did I
Melanie
not
like
even
kind of
detect this?
looks just like.
How did she bypass my understanding then?
Spamton G Spamton moment. But no, Melanie kind of just like looks as like, I mean, this does not heavily alter your plans, does it?
Not at all, actually. It simply gives me more ideas. However, I am here at your beck and call, my warfaring generals. He takes a dramatic bow.
Mm-hmm.
Where should you assign me?
Oh, fuck
That is
me.
a great question.
Dakith looks to the others and shakes his head. No.
We know. I
We
mean,
know exactly.
I mean, if you have Pendragosa and he's got, you don't want. You definitely.
I don't want him because he's a fucking liability.
Hey, you know what? I mean, I'll take him.
Unironically, as horrifying as it is, I think it's with Thaddeus.
yeah.
Because
I'll take you as a part of my group.
Do you think that you have the highest chance to draw out Soloknir?
We're going to take the most heavy weapons with my group. If they're gonna make an impact and draw attention, it's probably gonna be at me.
This
Dakith,
is an enjoyable prospect.
Dakith like interrupts. If his horde's close to Crow's Nest, I unironically will be pretty close.
True, but we're trying to draw him out. If the original plan is still as it stands, for me to go in and divert most of the army with the guns, then he's going to respond to me.
Thaddeus will be our fake assault, essentially. He is the decoy.
Leaving you with your soon-to-be heavily arm-mounted cannon.
Very true.
And
Dakith winks to Ruby after Thaddeus said that.
And if
He isn't.
and if our decoy works as anticipated,
Then he will respond.
then Salaknir will respond to the greatest level of condensed firepower, and then you subdue him.
And that leaves the
That
issue
leaves-
of maybe his wife.
Yeah.
However, with him as your thrall, to give it no better word,
We could at least pin them against each other if she makes herself present.
I feel it would be far less of an issue if you had him. Wouldn't you agree, Ruby?
Would.
He's like,
Melanie just kind of nods and look and makes eye contact with Pendragosa and the rest of the group.
it's a cramped
like,
room
just,
right now.
Yeah, very cramped room right now. There's a lot of fucking people.
There's a lot
here.
of firepower in one room right here.
Yeah, a lot of scary folks right here. I don't believe there's anything more. The only issue potentially would be they have no way of knowing your location, do they, Pendragosa? At least from your understanding.
They do not. I'm the least detectable out of anyone here.
Excellent.
I will
The only
mention
worry
that
I had was hypothetically them knowing you were there and then sending Salaknir to fight you, which would be not the worst outcome, but a diversion from
I can
our
take
plan.
I can take on Solomir. That's not a concern of mine.
I understand that.
If anything,
More-
he'd probably avoid you.
Exact. That is fair.
He's arrogant, but he doesn't seem stupid.
I think he kind of seems stupid, Thad.
Well, he did know to leave my balcony.
He knows when he's cut his losses. Dragons are prideful by nature. They'll ride that line.
Perhaps then we can set the final stages of the plan in motion. If we intend to have Dakith go beyond, all the way to the far north, and Bigby as well nearby, it is probably best to send them in first and have everyone else follow suit. But have them wait for a signal to actually attack. to make
Give-
sure
give-
Solinger can't be a threat.
Yes.
What
give
signal
time.
would we be looking for?
That is a good question, since it would be Thaddeus's battalion that would have that answer.
This is true.
Maybe
I might have
you
something.
have that powder. I saw it when we were examining somewhat. Perhaps you could have colored smoke, some sort of spell infused to something to make a massive plume. Fire it straight up in the air or something.
Similar to how the artillery explodes, perhaps, but died.
Hmm.
That's possible. What would you even call something like that?
I don't know.
A work of
Simply an
fire for sure.
Probably.
Interesting.
Some sort of fire signal, probably, would be the best term.
Aye. That is workable. Should he come and face me, incidentally, if he deems himself worthy enough, you will know if he's been dealt with.
Yeah. That won't require any signal.
Sounds good to us.
The issue lies in how far, how high will the signal go? Because if I'm that far away, how will I
It
know
needs
that?
to be very high.
We will make it work.
Very well.
Remember, the lands are much smaller than they appear to be.
Yeah. If you fire it high enough, you
You
will
will
be
see
able to
it.
see it from across all of Cabernet, at least.
Very well.
And then you just brush that.
Plus, you'll know the direction to look anyhow. So it won't be too hard to see in the sky.
I'll make sure to keep a lookout when I'm up there.
Sir Thaddeus.
Yes.
Where should I be for when I, with my battalion, actually go in? What is my signal? Is it the same as having this dragon dealt with?
Yes. That is what we want to keep it at the moment. Though I don't
Good, sir.
want to underplay your skills. I know you are capable. I want to keep you right on the edge of the border, far enough away that they can't see you, but close enough to move in immediately.
They will not see me coming.
Ruby,
Yes?
could you send Silacanir to aid me and Bigby? Since all
I
the
can.
firepower will be down south.
Should
It
I
would
enthrall
make
him
most-
successfully, it will be not but with a wave of my hand.
It would make the most sense to have Saloknir besiege the capital with you all.
Perhaps it would confuse them. Psychological, even. Psychological warfare. New type of warfare.
I was figuring more breaking down the magical walls, but that too,
That
I
too.
guess.
Oh, yes, that too, of course. I'm just thinking the long term.
Then I believe we have a plan set.
Righty.
Seems solid.
Hey, well then.
Before before any of them move out, Thaddeus is going to not lose this opportunity.
Oh no.
I'm gonna just what I gotta gauge. I wanna pop one divine sense.
Oh, base! Good job! Good man.
We got a lot of people in the room right now.
Got a lot of people in the
So-
radius.
First of all, you're Elka Celestial.
Figured.
Obviously.
Bigby is a fiend.
Fucking incredible.
Oh no, that's not good.
It's
Holy
great.
based.
Pendragosa does not proc anything.
Cool.
Ruby's obviously a fiend.
Yep.
Let's see. So, Melanie, Kalazax, Dakith, yourself,
Rudia.
Rudia
Cal.
are all normal.
Sweet.
I'm just curious, what is it? That just throws off normal?
Yes.
Yep.
Dakith does just show up normal.
I mean, you're technically not a fiend.
Nah, yeah, I know. I was just.
Mm.
It's just a goofy.
You have a heavy connection, but you are not
It-
one yet.
It was a goofy.
But yes.
Yeah. So cool.
Big B is in fact a fiend.
Yeah, that's great knowledge to have.
We guessed it.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Wasn't very hard.
He's been alluding to it for a while now. I knew there was no way he just made a fucking card based on him being summoned for no reason. That's all he wanted to do. He's not gonna say anything.
Oh wait, have we, Melanie? We haven't discussed where Calisax will be placed, have we?
No.
I'd assume with Root.
This Calisax pipes up. I can go wherever. I have trained for the last battle and am stronger.
Well, there is one group that's a little underpowered here. And he looks directly at you, Dakif.
That could just like sighs. It's like, you're with me.
Oh god.
It's the smart thing to do, and Dakif knows that.
Yeah, that could
Oh,
look
it is,
very
and Melanie knows it too, but
underpowered.
she hates
Deca does say like
The
don't
other three
tempt
groups have
me there.
insane cards right
it. Yeah,
now.
and then, but you need a little bit of extra manpower.
Yeah, Deca need. That's why he asked for the dragon. Deca's just gonna kind of be like, if that's all, Pendragos, I have a question.
Why?
Are there any herbalists or herbologists within this encampment?
Herbalist.
And adjacent to the outpost, down to the west, we have a section of orcs that are with us.
Awesome.
They are not, joining us in the war, but they will provide support.
Awesome.
Brilliant.
So you do have medics then. That's good.
Correct.
And Deca's gonna, if you all excuse me, and he's gonna head to go and find that.
Interesting.
I would say that this is now proper convening of this meeting, and be sure to make your final preparations by the time the month's end.
Very
Melanie
well.
just nods, and then kind of looks as like, I will probably be excused too. I'll go and continue my study and other such things with your men.
Salix is getting giddy over there.
Shut up, Salix. Shut up. Shut up.
I'm going to go meet Sun back at the forge. And he walks out, I assume with the Bravestone household following behind him.
Correct. Plus elk.
Plus Elf.
Plus L.
They're already part of the Bravestone
L
household.
Plus ratio.
So now you have the rest of your downtime to conduct. I
Yeah,
assume you spend it learning and training effectively.
correct.
Are there any characters that each of you wish to speak to, like individually? Because you now have that capability.
Yeah, Deca wants to go and find the herbologist. The
Right.
orcs.
I mean, I will speak to BB and the Elk during my downtime.
Okay.
Rudy,
I
I've kind
was
of got knowledge
asking,
on.
will it take the entirety of the month to learn how to work with the siege weapons?
I mean, you were able to discuss with NPCs during this time, but yes.
Okay, I'll take that whole time. Okay, so I
Yeah.
can't do other things then. Okay. That's fair.
Is it fair to say that Deca just grabs his armor like before we leave?
Yes. that would-
Okay. Okay, so Deca's just gonna go talk to the herbologist, and after that, just go back to
I'm
training.
also going to remove my armor because I can't rage in it.
True.
Real. You can rage in it, you just don't get any of the benefits.
Yeah, which,
Yeah, that's
defeats the purpose of having it.
Well, you don't get any of the benefits besides the resistance, I think.
You just look angry.
Nope.
Nothing.
You don't
Not
get
a
any of the
single thing.
benefits.
Damn.
Nothing, which is super cool.
Indeed.
You do
Oh.
get, you do get the ones that are class specific later, but that's all.
As So Daketh, as you go to speak to the herbologist, kind of traveling along the shoreline of to the west. This section of the continent. You've not been here before, and the sky looks bafflingly clear. Like, you can see probably about twice as many stars as you could outside, like, from the center of the nations.
Hmm.
Like, the moon is just very bright,
Oh
as it
my
is
God.
kind of at, like, a waning crescent. Eventually you come to what look more like a kind of rudimentary, like, cloth and stone built huts where you can see orcs kind of gathered around. And the same sense that hit you when you spoke to the orcs back in Cabernet hit your nose again, of all the different herbs.
Okay. Do I recognize the orc that I met with before? Do I see him anywhere?
You can see him, like, meandering about with, like, the same, like, wolf pelt.
Okay, I'm gonna head up and just talk to him.
Ah, Daketh.
My friend, we're prepping for war, and I was wondering if you could help me with a few things.
Hey, of course. What exactly would you need help with?
Deck is gonna pull out the hallucinogens he got from him,
Hey,
and I was wondering if there was any way that we could equip this onto my pike to make it poisonous.
let me see a pike.
And I hand it to him.
Oh, well. That wouldn't be too odd. We could, actually, given that it's just a straight up round spike, you could probably even put the material in it and perforate some of the edges.
How long would that take?
Not long. And you see him kind of draw his just a golden hilt, and then ignite the shining sunblade. I could do it with this easily, given that your spike is wider than the sword.
Out of character, you said sunblade?
Yes.
Oh,
It is a
nice.
it is a lightsaber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. I know.
He's like, I just want to make sure I heard what you said.
Dak is like, okay. And while you're doing that, do you guys have any healing herbs?
Oh, yes, we do. We have a lot of medicinal herbs.
And what are their effectiveness? Because
I mean, they can kick in your body's regenerative systems quickly.
okay,
Won't be as good as a magical poultice or potion, but they'll work.
I'll take as much as you can sell me.
Nah, this is the war effort. You're a general, no?
I am, but
So then you have charge of our resources. You divvy them up where necessary.
very well. And I'll take I guess a bag full. If you could spare it.
Hey, here you go.
And how exactly do I eat it? Do I apply it to wounds or?
You can imbibe it in any way you see fit. You could mainline it even. It'll have a similar effect regardless.
Very well.
So unless you have a gaping wound, you want to stuff it and just eat it.
Okay.
So as he kind of like tosses you this like pouch that just smells fucking awful, you effectively have 10 dosages of it that you can use to heal for 2d4.
Okay, that's fair.
Um,
Nice.
so they do require an action to apply.
Okay, yeah, nah.
So do you want me to hollow out the pike? Or
Yeah. Does it need to be refilled?
I mean, it will be once the materials run dry.
Okay.
So,
I guess I'll take some extra hallucinogens too in case I need to refill it.
and you kind of, he like takes it and he just like, well, you're gonna need to have to be able to open the pike anyway. So, you see him almost like just kind of slash off the tip of the blade, like at the top of the spike, and then kind of like like dip the sword in the spike to like hollow it out from like the wide part. And then you see him just kind of like cram this like mushroom dust in it. So have one of the hobgoblins affix a hinge to that you can lock, and you're set.
Very well.
Anything else for you?
I don't believe so.
Alrighty.
Thank you for all your help. And that could just
Forget about it.
I fucking love the boss.
He's great.
I forgot about that until as soon as he started speaking. It shit kills me. But yeah, I guess Daket's gonna start heading back to the dude I arm wrestled to let him know about that.
Alrighty. Let's see. Melanie, you were planning on speaking to someone, if I remember correctly?
I think you can go with Thaddeus first. I was going to speak with someone, but
Okay.
I will let him take the floor.
Thaddeus, you
Yes.
were probably going to ask someone some questions.
Two people some questions, yes. The elk and Bigby, so I assume Thaddeus is back at the forge again and working on shit.
Yes.
They're just there because they follow him. He's gonna first turn to the steed, and he's gonna just ask him a simple question, like, Steed.
I have a name.
That's actually what I was wondering.
You may call me Sunder.
Thunder. That's good. I wish to know your name. It'll make interactions in the future easier.
Correct.
What? I know that you are celestial in nature, but what do you know of the gods?
They rode me when they were mortals once, a few of them. I have history with them.
Which ones, if you mind me asking?
The last notable one that used me as a steed was a ball on his conquest to become the Lord of Murder.
Seems like you get around.
It's been a while.
Calling your steed a hoe?
That is not what I was doing.
I
Complimenting.
mean, the point of a steed is, in fact, to get around.
No, it was just a little jokey joke.
I plan to have you by my side for a while. I don't want to put you in unnecessary danger at moments. So I will have you, during our battles, leave. Should
I have died many times and come back all the same. It matters not to me. I'm beyond the life.
Works for me. And then he's gonna keep pounding away at the whatever he's working on, and look at Bigby. Bigby,
Sir,
I'm not going to pry into anything, because I trust you. And I trust that if you had something to tell me, you would tell me.
indeed.
But I would like to make use of the knowledge I assume you have.
Of course.
You have been in Crotavir a while, I take it, given that you've been around
Indeed.
for at least the last 21 years.
Correct.
Ba-da-ba.
What do you know about... I can only get so much from Pendragosa, but about this... And he points to the crown and the axe again.
The crown of the Raven King.
I keep hearing it.
Indeed. It is, well, the crown that belonged to the rival of the Raven Queen. One who tried to usurp her throne and take her place in the Shadowfell to himself.
She makes her way home in the Shadowfell.
Correct. She broods there, keeping watch over Vecna and his tower, and praying that he does not rise.
I'm not sure if it has anything to do with the Raven King himself. Almost positive it does, but I have been seeing, and I will only confide this with you. I've been getting feelings. The moon, when looking at the moon, occasionally, not always.
As you say this, there's almost like a straight black. That kind, you know the meme where the dad like turns to the sun and everything around them goes black.
Yeah.
That is exactly what happens
Oh, cool.
as you mention seeing things. Go on, sir.
It's a hard feeling to explain. I feel nervous, not a feeling I feel often. Argue it any at all. I have witnessed black feathers. One occasion before the invasion of our capital. It's weird because it does not seem others see this.
Sir Thaddeus, if I may offer a potential theory.
I am all ears.
The Raven King was beset by madness upon taking his title. Do you suspect the same?
Do I suspect that I have taken on a form of madness, or that he has?
Do you suspect that you are now the Raven King?
I don't know how I would know. What qualifies one? I only know about this just now. I've heard so much, and yet I know so little.
The Raven King was a covetous creature, sought on destruction. Perhaps there are similarities that curse sees in you.
I can see why you might think that. For my goals do, in their wake, bring destruction.
Indeed, they do. Sometimes curses are not simply an essence, but they can be thoughtful and parasitic.
What developed? What was this curse? The madness? What brought it? What did it bring with it?
Jealousy. The Raven King did not simply want to usurp the Raven Queen, but he wanted to usurp Moradin himself. Wanted to become Moradin. In his last hours, he lured Moradin with the idea of a sacrifice. To give Moradin something that no one else would. To show his allegiance. And now, the two are no more.
Morden and the Raven King.
The Raven King succeeded. He destroyed one of those that he sought to, and in the process, he himself was lost. Thaddeus, Sir King Thaddeus, you bore witness to this event.
I believe I did.
Do you perhaps think that now you are beset down the same fate?
Maybe I don't believe in fate. And I'm damn well not gonna let myself be pulled by any cosmic curse or destiny. I have one goal. Just one. I will fight off every curse. I will push back every being that tries to control me on that path. So if you believe that I am cursed or fated to live a similar fate to the Raven King, I ask you to trust me that I won't.
You have my utmost faith, Thaddeus Bravestone.
And then you have mine, Bigby.
And he takes his hand out for a handshake.
And Thaddeus shakes his hand.
Then the deal is struck. To the end I shall follow you, Sir King.
And you will be my most royal advisor.
Indeed I shall. And you see the darkness fade.
Oh.
You dummy.
He knows what he's done.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think Thaddeus does not understand exactly what
He
he
doesn't give
did?
a fuck about
after
the
he learned
consequences.
He is.
The consequences are the point.
Yes, yeah. The consequences are a benefit for him.
A deal has
Making
been
a deal
struck.
with a devil literally changes his fate.
Ah, fuck my throat. There we go.
And then Thaddeus, after having talked to them both, goes back to the forge diligently, assuming that he's probably working more on hammers than anything else.
No, you are being taught the forge
Oh,
blades.
am I being taught to forge the full thing? Cool.
Blades, but
Blades.
yes. Specifically blades, given that forging a hammer is a lot fucking easier than a blade.
I figured
This
as
is
much.
true. So you're learning the harder shit, and
Hey.
then you'll be able to make hammers easier.
That works for me. That works for him. He's a bit disgusted by it, though.
So, Melanie,
Yeah.
you were going to?
I'm going to. Actually, I was going to talk to Thaddeus, funnily enough.
Man.
However, I do want to add the detail that Melanie will attempt to socialize, and because there's a lot of time that I'm leaving out of this, that she will attempt to both socialize with the people at the cannons, like getting to know them, the ones who man the artillery, in addition to testing spells on the cannons, essentially.
Okay.
But besides that, she will eventually go to Thaddeus at the forge. Would he be with everyone,
Yeah.
or would he be by himself at this point, or no?
No, they're always there.
They're always there.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
At least as far as downtime is concerned, they'll probably just be there.
That's fair. Okay. But no. Melanie will eventually. I guess. Well, this actually kind of works because she did want to talk to Rudia a little bit. Because Rudia gave her that weird look during the meeting.
Girl talk. Sorry.
But no.
Girl talk. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
girl
Rudy is still scrutinizing the fuck out of you.
She
What?
is. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. Melanie will kind of ask when she comes over, is like,
She's probably outside training.
it's like, yeah, that's fair. It's like, how's the forging going, Thad?
I'm learning. Top to bottom. Gotta start from somewhere.
Bottom to top.
None of Vetter is also present, as he is the one training you, but yeah.
That is fair.
Was he there for that whole encounter?
Yep. Keep in mind, no one else saw when it went black.
I figured as much.
Darkness, yeah. So it's a lot more of an implicit thing than an explicit showing. But no. Melanie will eventually kind of go like, Rudia. I'm pretty sure there's some like dummies they have outside. Plus there's the trees. Figured you could get some fresh air and maybe I could talk to you for a little bit.
That would be, yeah, that would be fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll make sure I bring her back in a little bit.
Cat fight.
It's all good.
So this is not going to be a cat fight. Melanie is not engaging in a cat fight with her.
Yeah, it's not. No.
There's no shot that's where this goes.
Like a cat trying to pick a fight with a vulture.
Yeah, literally. That's not like this isn't. This isn't what she does.
Mhm.
It's a bad matchup.
No. Yeah, bad matchup, exactly.
She goes with you.
But she'll eventually later on kind of like you look her up and down. It's like you got the fresh weapons and stuff.
Mhm.
Stuff was going relatively
Indeed.
well in Arunia's palm. I figured when y'all left, as good as refuge could go.
Yes, it's been phenomenal. That wizard friend of yours is a substantially effective protector.
I'm glad he has been. Were Doc and I guess the immigrants there? I guess is a way
Yes.
to put it. Okay.
They are.
All
Varian
safe.
has managed to keep them all hidden. He's been good.
Thankful for that. That's kind of been the biggest thing we needed from him. I hope he's held his word. Although, I must ask, why have you been looking at me like that?
You just forgive my ignorance. I don't speak to a lot of elves, but are you an elf?
Is that what that's about?
You have very human features. And there
All
were a
this
few
to be
humans that looked very
racist.
similar to you.
I am partial elf,
I see.
Rudia. I am the half step. My
Okay.
kids probably would hardly look elven if I had them.
I see.
And
And do you make watches?
I did. I don't have my things to do it that much anymore, besides maybe in the forges here, but I do. Yes.
There was a watchmaker that had mentioned someone named Melody that was prodigious, and I want to make sure.
You're probably talking about my father then.
Engel something or other?
Yes.
Yes, that was him.
I'm
Very-
surprised you heard of him.
Well, I'd spoken with him.
I see.
He was one of the people that are in the safe area.
Yes. Inglenook was, I asked Averian specifically to take people from Southern Arunian, but to specifically find them. Did he have a bunch of kiddos with him too?
A few.
Let's see. The rest of them were probably playing off somewhere.
Mhm. They seemed relatively carefree.
Yeah. They're not that stressed out, to be fair. Kind of keeps their workload light, at least when they did have one. With the shop probably soon to be obliterated, I doubt that's going to be an issue. Hope he brought some of his shit with him, at least.
Mm-hmm. They did seem to have a set of unique tools that I'd not seen before.
Yeah. I didn't happen to have extras on me when I woke up in the Feywild, unfortunately, but
Let's see.
I'm very familiar with those.
There was... Well... We've heard bits and pieces about like your journey down into the Underdark. But
From who? I guess. Bavarian's been watching us while we're heading into the Underdark?
He's attempted to keep doing so, but it's not something that is necessarily consistent.
I see.
But he has provided us with information that all of you were alive.
Ah, I see. I'm glad you could finish that.
Well, combined with him and the doc being there, everyone there seems to regard the three of you as heroes. So,
I mean,
We are
Saved
so
a
heroic.
kid. Saved a kid. Working to stop war with the dragon. I suppose to the Alderaanians, at least, certainly, and the Southern Arunians, yes, we are.
Indeed. So, you've got people looking out for you. And up to you.
Glad to hear that. Not exactly that much different from what I've had to deal with before, anyhow. I just kind of stay myself under pressure.
Mhm.
Most of the time.
Mhm.
But it's just kind of how it is. I kind of raised some of those kids, you know.
I see.
You're taken in by the Bravestone House, yeah?
Correct.
Did you have living parents? Or parents that were around?
They are still.
Same
But
here.
I reside most of my time with the Bravestones. Or I did
see.
before this all happened.
I see. What made you choose to not be around them, I guess?
Around the Bravestones?
No, I mean around your folks.
Well, Thaddeus is a very good teacher, and I am dedicating my life to become a knight, and, well, I was knighted earlier, and it feels still very weird.
I'm happy for you. But that's really it? Simply your ambition?
Yeah.
Can I roll insight on this, DM?
You may.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, no. Melanie kind of like clears her throat and is like,
A bit ambiguous.
I'm glad. Glad that you managed that.
It's, these weapons he gave me are insane.
We didn't figure out what those did.
Well. And she kind of draws the sword. The one that Pendragosa said was otherworldly.
Yeah, the otherworldly weapon.
And as she slashes it, you feel the ability to suddenly make an attack as well.
Mhm.
Like a motivating, rallying force within the sword itself.
Oh. Supportive weapon of sorts.
Very.
Have
Fine
you
to be a
seen
knight.
whether or not it rallies more than one person?
So far, I can only find that it does so to one.
How about we see what the effective range on that thing is? And Melanie kind of like walks away and is like, give it the swing.
How far do you walk?
Melanie tries 30 feet at first.
And as she swings, you are able to do so still.
Okay. Let's try 40 feet.
She swings, you feel the ability to attack too.
Oh. Melanie's got to keep increasing in increments of 10 feet.
Mm-hmm. At 60 is the range.
Oh, damn. Okay. Melanie kind of looks as like, pretty good.
It's
Nice.
very nice. I
It'll be quite
tend to make
useful.
myself worthy of it.
I'm sure you will.
Who knows?
If Thaddeus has much confidence in you as I know he does, from how he talks about you, I figure you'll do quite fine with that.
He does keep talking about me, doesn't he? Me and Bigby.
It's probably not as much as I make it out, but yeah. I've never heard Bigby necessarily speak about you, but
Or, well, Thaddeus talks about me and Bigby.
yeah. Certainly. No. I think that's enough fresh air if you want. Kind of got that out of the way. all the stuff with the
Mhm.
elven confusion. She kind of says, like tugging at her like earlobe.
I don't see a lot of elves. I've
No,
maybe seen a lot more recently, but before that it was maybe 2, I think. I don't
Yeah,
want to
no.
stay in the dwarven area.
exactly. There isn't many in Crotavir Morden. Wouldn't really make sense for you to see too many. Glad to be your little sight into the rest of this small, small world.
Mhm.
uh, she says it. She'll kind of like walk back. Is like, and you haven't found what the shield is capable of, yes?
It seems to just open my senses, I suppose.
Oh, that's unique. Certainly, I'm sure it's useful. Whatever it is, not a single thing that we've gotten from that armory has shown itself not to be.
Indeed.
Maybe nice and useful when you're trying to figure out if there's any enemies ahead.
Mhm.
Be a good scout as a knight under Thaddeus.
Indeed.
And I'd say by this time they probably get back to the forge because they probably didn't go too far.
Yeah.
When they do, Melanie kind of like smiles, is like, "Hope y'all have a good time here. You and Mr. Elk right there."
Thaddeus hears that and goes, his name is Sunder.
Sunder, did you name him?
I did not. He told me his name.
Oh shit. Melanie kind of looks is like, guess we got another ally then. Good job on you. Or she kind of looks as like, if you need help cooling off that other test blade, I can sit here for a little bit. Probably on break for another like 15 minutes until the guys get back to doing what they're doing.
Yeah. I will take your wow, I don't know why I'm forgetting the word. Yeah, sure.
Not. And she'll briefly walk over, and it's the cold sort of frost that emits from her hands as she kind of like slow cools the hot steaming blade, kind of like while you probably dunk it in like the water or what have you.
Is it would it be relative if Thaddeus would be able to like tune his breath weapon for use to not fucking hit everything within 15 feet?
That is a
No.
fair question.
It's gotta be full force.
Yeah,
Yep.
Gotcha.
it's all or nothing.
Oh, gotcha. Just wanted to ask.
Correct.
To be fair, Ray of Frost only hits one thing or one creature, so it kind of works that it doesn't, you know?
I wanted to make sure because I wanted to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be a cool thing, just like every enemy.
To just gently blow on the metal.
No.
So. Okay, but no. I think for the moment, until we get to allocation of resources, including like the herbalist and stuff like that, that'll be all for Melanie there. You could say the things with her trying to get acquainted with the army happen off screen. For all of our sanity.
Correct. And I think that with that, and then assuming the continuing of downtime until it's time to mobilize, I think that's a good place to end the session.
Indeed.
Best.
Thank you all for joining. Next week begins a unique pushing of the war arc. We'll explain more next week when we start that, but we hope you will enjoy it. It's we're taking a unique take for it.
Mm-hmm.
We will see you all here again next week. Thank you all for tuning in to Border Nexus.